Hello everybody, it's the Train Gamer 5 and I'm back, and I actually have a camera. A little better than my phone camera, I think, kind of hard to tell. But I'm back here with this IHC 210-2, and I put me and my dad put a DCC decoder inside of it. A Tsunami 2. Now for the most part it's working pretty good. We got a couple of glitches we need to work out. Like the light, which you can see is on in the back tender right now. And it's always on when I tell it not to. Like right now, I'm telling it not to be on. It just gets brighter, but it's still on. And the headlight in the front isn't turning on, and it thinks it's going forwards when it's going backwards. And like right now, the remote here, I don't know why you can see that it's set for forwards, but if I tell the engine to move, it's going to go backwards. So, and then when it goes forwards, it lurches really bad. I don't know how well you can see that. It didn't do that before. It's probably something to do with the wiring, because there actually are two directional soundboards inside of this. One of them is for what came with the engine, had the 8-pin DCC plug inside of it, and that circuit board controlled the directional lighting. Now we didn't want to have to open up the locomotive itself, so we plugged the Tsunami 2 board into the DCC board with a converter pin. The Tsunami board into the DCC pin on the directional lighting board. But the Tsunami board has a directional lighting board, which means there's 4 signals going through 2 sets of wires to the board, and I think it might be causing it to lurch, and it might be causing the light issues. But the sounds are pretty great. I just have them turned off right now so I could talk, and I'll show it to you guys. And I'm sure we'll see more of this thing as the train life here at our little layout continues. Now, IHC is a pretty good, train manufacturer, and this one is highly detailed for IHC. A lot of people don't like it because they aren't prototypical. Like I said in my previous video, people that are really into the correct terms wouldn't be too big of a fan of it. But there it is. Good old IHC 210-2. This is the Great Northern Paint Scheme, and it comes in a bunch of other ones. Some of them come with, a normal square tender and a different paint scheme. I've seen the Southern Pacific comes with a Vanderbilt. The Santa Fe comes with a regular tender. The closest engine that actually looked like this type of 210-2 was a Santa Fe 210-2, which I don't believe there are any existing prototypes of today, but this is kind of a mixed match of everything. Great Northern never had a 210-2 like this, but I think it's a pretty good model. Like I said, the headlight used to work. That's more of error on our parts installing the DCC system, but I think we did pretty good for the first try. It moves relatively. Once I get it up to speed, it doesn't lurch that bad, but it lurches pretty bad at low speeds. That's going to need some more farting around with the DCC system. And I will turn on the sound so you guys could hear some of the sounds it has. Another thing it does is it starts chugging when it's not actually supposed to be. It's not moving, and if it's in the forward position, it'll be chugging when it's not supposed to. Like I said, there's probably a couple little things we got to tweak in the wiring, but this is just kind of a demo video for the Tsunami 2 in this thing, and it's pretty good, so I'll turn it on. Go ahead and show you the whistle. Now, this thing has like 60 plus whistles. This is actually a Santa Fe whistle I've chosen, which would be, I think the CV is 120 and the value is 0, but like I said, there's 60 plus whistles, and not even all of them are listed on the paperwork that came with the decoder. Now, I think overall it's a pretty good whistle. I like it from just the 30 test whistles. The other whistle I like was a 4449's whistle. I've seen 4449 a few times. I have some video of it on my channel. But I have a GS4. There's actually one sitting over there, but that's not the one. I have a DCC Bachmann GS4 that I eventually intend on putting another Tsunami 2 board into. And when I have that installed, I'm going to use 4449's whistle on that. Even though the GS4 isn't 4449, I think it's like 4446 or 4436 or something like that. And I also have a IHC daylight I might use. I'll probably use a different whistle if I ever put sound in that. But, oh, that's weird. The backup light turned off. That's a first. Oh, now it's back on. Like I said, it chugs when I don't want it to. But I'll show you some of the chugging. Now, that's its normal chugging, but watch when it's going to push up against something off camera here, and it's going to be chugging harder. So, if you were to go up a hill, then it would actually chug harder. So that's pretty neat. You know, you're going up a grade, pulling a heavy freight, it starts chugging harder. It's got a few different options. This is the bell that I have chosen. It's got a basically a long whistle, a cooling whistle. This is a scream release. Eight turns off the sounds. I haven't even fully discovered all the noises on this. This is the crossing whistle. So, I think all over it's turned out pretty good, and I'm sorry I didn't put up any videos of the train show I was at with the HO Club I just joined. Because I only had one engine I could use there, that was the 2882, which has sounds, but it's so quiet you can't really even hear it that well. So I just neglected, or elected I guess, to not record anything. There is another train show coming up, and I intend on going to that, and hopefully this engine I'll have all the kinks worked out of it. And I also have a 482 Mountain I got my dad as a Bachmann Spectrum engine, and it isn't working too well. I got it used off eBay, and it has these weird little copper pickups that ride on the inside of the wheels, and there's one missing, and it's causing it to like not work really well. Now we're going to see if we can manufacture some of those pickups, because Bachmann doesn't sell them anymore. And if not, if we can't manufacture them, and you know all hope is lost with the engine, I guess the bright side is there's an MRC decoder that I could yank out of that and put in something else. And there's plenty of steam engine candidates around here to choose from. So, yeah, I think it turned out pretty well, and I'll try to post some pictures of it in action. I wouldn't even trust it around my layout if the decoder was working correctly, though. The rod will actually start clanking once it picks up speed. But I'm not going to pick up speed that well because it's still got track work going on. So I'm just going to kind of run it back and forth in place here. And I'll change the camera angle so you can get a view of the front. But remember, the headlight is not working. How this works. I'll have to move the engine back a little bit. Anyway, like I said, the directions are reversed. I'm going to switch a plug around. Here, I'll go ahead and put this thing down on ground level so you can see it a little better. Yeah, that's just my demo of Tsunami 2 on the IHC 210.2. And I guess that's all for now. I'll try to see if I can actually do some video editing, which I suck at and probably won't do. But honestly, I just used to use the YouTube video editor, but they got rid of it, so it made my life a little more difficult. But yeah. I'll post. I think I'm gonna post some pictures videos talking about IHC stuff, and hopefully have those up today sometime. Alrighty, bye.